Hello, everybody. My name is David Burke, and I am the Adult Programs Coordinator at College Now, Greater Cleveland. We are located in 3 different offices. We are located downtown Cleveland off of West 3rd, and we are right next to the Ritz-Carlton across the street, West 3rd Street on the left-hand side in the Post Office Plaza. You can also access that office through Tower City. We are also located in Akron in the Polsky building, soon to be relocated. However, we are located in Akron for those in Summit County or those who may not live as close to the Cleveland location. And newly, but not so newly, we are located in the Metro Health Center off of East 116th and Buckeye. So we take walk-ins, virtual appointments still through there, but that is free parking, however. But we do make ourselves available for any and all looking for assistance in post-secondary, college advising, financial aid, student loan services. My name is David, and I will be giving a little presentation about our financial aid overview at College Now. So we will be discussing just a few topics about what our advisors do and can provide. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll do my best to monitor the chat. There's not too many people in this. So if it's a very specific question, you know what, since we are being recorded, this would actually look kind of good for recording purposes and for tracking purposes moving forward. So you know what, if you do have a question, please feel free to throw it out while I'm discussing this, and I can give it a quick pause, especially if you get lost or don't understand anything. I think now would be a good time to discuss what is going on moving forward. So again, my name is David, College Now, Greater Cleveland. We assist with college and career guidance, student loans, and financial aid services, and multiple other services through our other programs. So today, there we go. We're going to discuss, understand the financial aid process and timeline. Very important, that last part, the timeline. We are going to know the different types of financial aid and how to access each of them. Understand why everyone should complete the FAFSA. So what is financial aid? Financial aid is money to help students pay for their college education. Some financial aid is free. I think we know that part one. However, some financial aid is not free. How about this? If I were to open up to the chat right now, does anybody want to reach out and be a little vulnerable and name one of the 3 types of financial aid available to you as a student? So there are 3 different types of financial aid. There's blank, blank, and blank. So I'll give you the first one. How about this one? The first type of financial aid is gift money. My PowerPoint went too fast. But the first type of financial aid is gift money. So those are your grants and scholarships. I'll briefly touch on a few topics. Grants and scholarships. Your first free grant from the federal government is the Pell Grant. That is negotiated by how much your parents earn, or if you qualify as an independent student through one of the qualifications, it will take a look at your 2-year prior adjusted gross income, income tax, taxes, wages, and tips. So currently, if you are a high school student applying for the 22-23 FAFSA, your parents' income would be approached. So their adjusted gross income, their income tax, and their grants, and their wages, tips, and moving forward. So earned money. So there is a different type of money that you can earn in college. That is your federal work study. That is a different topic that we will also touch on moving forward. Work study is a job that you can get in college. That money goes into your pocket. There's a little more to it, but we'll discuss that moving forward again. Borrowed money. Those are the horror stories that we actually hear. And you know what, moving forward, I thought about this during this presentation before giving it. I would like to, if anybody saw the show Mythbusters in the past, I would like to debunk some myths about financial aid and taking out your federal and private loans. So we will discuss that also. I just want to make sure everybody is on track with what is happening with their federal student loans. Okay, so you have your gift money, which are your grants. Again, Pell Grant, which is a need-based grant. So need-based grants are usually run by the government and the colleges. Eligibility is determined by a student's FAFSA. So this is one of the greatest things I actually hear on my voicemail. I need help with the FAFSA, the FAFSA, the FAFSA, the FAFSA, the grant for money. It is the free application for federal student aid. There's a bunch of acronyms for it. I'm sure that everybody has heard, but this is what we are actually applying for through the federal government, is the free application for federal student aid. And that is what the FAFSA bases your Pell Grant off of. So this is how you determine how much money you get. Sometimes, depending on your parents' income or your income, you may not be eligible for the Pell Grant. However, you do make yourself available for other types of scholarships and grants made available by the state and the school. So it's not just one place where these things are coming from. So moving forward. Grants do not need to be repaid. That is another fun fact. So, hey, I got, $3,000 in the Pell Grant, and I get to use that every year towards my education. Fantastic. That's about mid-range through the Pell Grant. Pell Grant pays out $6,495 for those who qualify. But that does not need to be repaid, and that's the best part about financial aid and why we apply for the FAFSA, because there is free money available depending on how you apply. Here we go. The Pell Grant is an example of the federal grant program. So the federal grant program, you can actually go to grants.gov, and that is the website to go and apply for federal grants. There are business grants. There are multiple other types of grants. Depending on what your service is, that is some information you can definitely check out. But the Pell Grant is an educational loan that you are able to receive through the federal government that does not need to be repaid. All right, everybody's favorite scholarships. Hey, where are all these scholarships? I'd like to ask a question. True or false? True or false? There is a limit to the amount of scholarships I can apply for, so I should choose carefully. True or false? No? Anybody want to get vulnerable? No? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, that's false. No. You can apply for as many scholarships as you need to or want to. You can apply for as much aid as you need to in scholarships, as long as you can find them, as you could apply to them. I do warn that some scholarships, if you have to pay to apply, it's probably a scam. So be very wary of scams as you're applying for scholarships. Ideally, moving forward, I would just like to say, this is my own advice, and through my own advising, David would tell you to just call the school first. Call financial aid. Tell them you have a special circumstance. What is your circumstance? Sometimes FAFSA doesn't reflect everything going on in people's lives. So as a personal advisory from me, who's been doing this for a little bit of time, contact the school and see if there are any merit-based, need-based, or circumstance-based, or a combination of them all. Circumstance, we got to think about it. You know what? Sometimes people don't want to get vulnerable, and I understand that. You don't want to admit what's going on in your personal lives, but sometimes I've had people have tuition dropped $2,000 to $3,000 just because they've explained the circumstance. FAFSA doesn't always reflect your 2-year circumstances. And so when they approach this situation, maybe living on campus wasn't an ideal situation. Maybe we should have just stayed at home and saved, room and board. That could have definitely assisted people in the past. So when we're looking at scholarships, we want to make sure we include everything personal and about us. So merit-based, how did we do in school? Do we have any other types of activities that could qualify? Need-based, what is our income either reflecting our parents or our situation, circumstance? What is going on in your life that could be reflected in financial aid as in scholarships? So again, scholarships don't need to be repaid, and they can be renewable. Sometimes these things are renewable, people. These things could go all 4, 5, sometimes 6 years throughout your education. And you know what? $200, $100 scholarships, getting, 5 or 6 of those is a lot better than trying to shoot for the moon and grab an entire education-based scholarship. There's a lot of them out there, and College Now can also assist you with that as well. We do have advisors ready to assist you. We have a College Now scholarship database that we recently updated. Not available to the public yet, but we will be getting to that point. We're just getting out some little bugs, but it is available to be searched if you book an appointment with us. So just giving you a heads up on that. Tips for scholarship searching. All right. Tips for scholarship searching. So think specific, think local, think easy. Let me just start over. Think easy. What's the easiest place to get the scholarship from? The school. That's where we're going, right? I bet they do. It depends on how early we apply as well. When we do these approaching scholarship appointments with, I get students as young as 17 and I get adults as old as etc. But think easy. There may be adult scholarships within the school for those reapproaching education. There may be scholarships for new and approaching students. There may be scholarships within your program, within your major. As we start to expand out a little more, they may be scholarships in your community, within your school, within your parents' organizations. Think very local. Sometimes there may be just a local store that offers a $200 scholarship for a student who writes an essay on why they love their community. There may be a scholarship within the high school for students with perfect attendance. That's still a thing. There may be scholarships for as well, sports, academics, extracurricular activities, and any other interests students may have. But and then think specific. What makes you special? What makes you special as a student, I should say? What are your extracurricular activities? Are you captain of any club? Did you create your own club? Are you in multiple clubs? Do you broadcast yourself amongst everybody? There's need-based scholarships, there's merit-based scholarships, circumstantial. Again, what makes you special? There's scholarships for everybody. There really are. It really just takes some time. And I know it gets tedious filling out 500 to 1,000 word scholarships about why you need this money. It's like, well, I'm going to college. That should tell you enough right there, right? I understand that one. I totally understand that one. But we do need to make sure that we are getting specific. So again, as you can see, our little 3 bullet points: academic achievement. I never had a 4.2 in high school. If you do, there are scholarships for students like that. Again, where are they? Contact the school. Those are called like merit scholars. So I've had a few parents reach out to me within the past few years, and they would ask me, David, my kid goes to a very nice college. They've got a 3.9. They've made the dean's list for the past 2 years. Why aren't they getting any scholarships? And then that's where I ask, what credentials do they have? Are they a part of any committees? Do they reach out? Are they in any fraternities, sororities? Do they assist with student services? There's a lot of different types of aid out there. It's just a matter of considering what you do, how you do it. Maybe you're just a local person. There are local organizations, high schools, places of employment that do offer scholarships for need-based circumstances. So and merit-based as well. So just consider it before you just start thinking about, hey, how do I pay for the whole thing? Start thinking about, how do I just maybe get 5, 6, 7 of those out? That's really how you do it. That's how you get scholarships. You take some time, you fill out a good amount of them, spend 2 hours on Saturday, maybe an hour on the weekday, try to fill out 4 scholarships a week. Do that for 4 weeks. You got 12 scholarships. You know, it's tedious, but it's worth it. All right. Again, check the college website for comprehensive scholarships. Those scholarships will be available on this college website. Again, if you're searching for this a little late, it's not going to be available. And I hate to be a little rough there, but you know, we want to do this progressively. Hey, I found the college I want to go to. I know what I want to do. I need to apply for financial aid. If you're unsure about what you want to do, maybe we can consider about what college we're approaching, what kind of financial aid we really need moving forward. But I just want to make sure everybody is prepared to search for financial aid, because it's going to be a very critical part in your education. If you don't want student loans, but we also assist with that, but I'll talk about that. All right. I spoke on the federal work study. Does anybody want to tell the group what the federal work study is, or how do you apply for it? Let me ask you that. How do you apply for federal work study? David, do you fill out the FAFSA? Yeah, whoever that was who just reached out, I appreciate it. Yes, that's how you file for the federal work study program. It is on-campus employment. So your federal work study is actually going to be under the student demographics. It'll ask, would you like to be qualified for federal work study? Most people just say, I don't know what that is, so they hit no, or maybe. Federal work study is just a part-time job that you can get on campus wherever you are attending a college, university, technical, trade, etc. school. If they qualify for financial aid and they offer work study, you can work on campus under the school's employment, and that money just goes into your pocket. You don't have to use it for educational purposes. You don't have to use it towards tuition. That money goes to you. So definitely an option. Hey, maybe you work a job after school and you have class from 9 and 10 and 11. You're like, David, I don't start work till 5. Maybe you qualify for work study and you can just kind of get an hour in or 2 hours. I always recommend trying to get a job in the library. It's quiet. Do your homework, get it over with. However, students must search through available jobs, apply and interview just like any other part-time job. Payment comes to the student in the form of a check. So that is not just thrown into your student accounts. You don't have to worry about that. That money goes to you, just like a part-time job. And a few students apply it to their tuition, but you can use it as pocket money. I can definitely understand using it towards tuition and fulfilling all the hours that you are able to receive. So you get an allotted hours that you're able to receive for financial aid, and you can work through the school. But you don't have to use it towards tuition. You can use gas money, groceries, maybe you have kids to feed, maybe it's your birthday and you just want to have a good day. But that money goes to you. Borrowed money. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so let me see, borrowed money. Does anybody want to take a guess on what the borrowed money is? And I need the 2 specific words. They end in "dized." Correct. Your federal subsidized and unsubsidized student loans. Say that 3 times fast. So your federal student loans are awarded upon completion of the FAFSA. Everybody is able to receive federal student loans. You're able to put yourself in debt. Yes, correct. Through federal student loans. Through your subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Your federal subsidized loans are the first loans that you're going to want to use if this is an option for you. Your subsidized loans do not accrue interest until you have either removed yourself from school, dropped below halftime, or have graduated. You're past your 6-month grace period. So subsidized loans do not accrue interest essentially while you are in school. Your Stafford unsubsidized loans, your unsubsidized federal loans accrue interest upon completion upon completion of registration. So they will accrue interest while you are in school. And once you drop out or drop below half time, and after you've graduated and after your 6-month grace period, these will continue to accrue loans. So if you can, please search for financial aid in forms of scholarships, contact College Now, or your place of work, or the school, or your business, or local area, or high school. But if you do have to use your subsidized and unsubsidized loans, I did. It's not too bad, because there are payment plans that are intact that can assist you moving forward. So you can see right there, there are fixed interest rates upon that. Now, those are subject to change. So I can tell you right now, when I was in school, the fixed interest was at 6.8. So it was at a pretty high interest rate. So my unsubsidized loans, David's unsubsidized loans, accrued interest while he was in school because he took out his unsubsidized loans. Now, that was the last part of school that I took out my unsubsidized loans, because I used my federal subsidized loans because they did not accrue interest. So if you get confused or anything like that, again, we are here for any questions, comments, concerns that you may have regarding your student loans. Now, there is also another type of loan through the federal government. Now, I mentioned the horror stories that kind of come with filling out FAFSA. David, I've heard in the past people end up with $200,000 in student loans. Well, back in the day, yes, you could take out the cost of tuition after financial aid through the FAFSA application. That is no longer a thing. Now, if you are a parent looking to put your student through school, there are the federal Parent Plus loans. This, parents, I would like to warn you about. So there is a 7.08 fixed interest rate. It's considered an unsubsidized loan. So it will accrue interest as long as that student is in school. You can renew it every year. However, once you have that student graduate and you would like to consolidate this loan, we will discuss this a little further, but I would just like to touch on the topic. It only qualifies for one program. It's a little expensive, but there are some options that College Now does have around the situation. So if you are a Parent Plus borrower, and you see how much you have to pay per month, it's a little expensive. So we do work with that situation as well, to the extent that we can. However, I'm going to move forward with private and alternative loans. So loans from banks, loan sources, and like Sallie Mae. So Sallie Mae is now considered a private loan lender. For those of you who have student loans and are familiar with, Navient will be leaving the servicing for federal student loans and become a private servicer, just like Sallie Mae. So newsflash, or if anybody needed to be updated, that is what's going to be happening with Navient. Again, for any student loan questions, comments, concerns, please inquire about our services. But private student loans, Navient, Sallie Mae, loans from banks, commercial loans offer a very low interest rate over the period of time. However, private and alternative loans do not offer loan forgiveness. That is the part that I'd like to exaggerate the most here. Private and alternative loans do not offer student loan forgiveness, meaning you have to pay the entire amount back. However, Parent Plus loans, your federal student loans, your subsidized and unsubsidized direct loans are available for forgiveness in different types. So I just like to put that out there. But there are definitely more positive outcomes through filing through FAFSA than there are looking for bank loans, private loans, or alternative loans. So let's do a little FAFSA overview. So if you are new to the FAFSA process, You are going to need to create a FSA, Federal Student Aid password and ID. Just like any other website, you make a password and ID for it. However, this one is a little more sensitive. Everything is case sensitive. You do have to fill out 4 different password questions, just in case. You will be locked out if you do have to answer those questions, though. But you can renew your password, you can change your username, etc. But this is the application we use to apply for student aid. So the free application for federal student aid requires a login and a password, which you can create as a new user. The FAFSA needs to be completed every year. The 21-22 FAFSA is available beginning October 1st. So let's update that now. The 22-23 FAFSA for next fall for current high school seniors is now available. It's been available since October 1st. I will tell you this, for everybody, you know what? Let me bust a myth real quick. I would really like to do that. David, I have to fill out the FAFSA the first day or else I miss out on all the free money. That's a myth. It has to be filled out because schools won't accept my application on time. That's a myth. So let's put things into perspective here. When the application comes out, the federal government updates the form every year. Through my own personal experience, it usually isn't running correctly within the first 2 days. So if you try to fill it out the first day, I guarantee you're going to run into some hiccups. It may be shutting down. I will tell you this right now. I had to get to the second week in October, so the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, where the application was smoothly running through because everybody and their brother tried to jump on there the first day thinking they were going to miss out. You will not miss out. You have until October 1st, until I believe the latest date that we advise is November 30th to apply for the FAFSA application directed towards the schools you would like it applied to, because that will also apply for all you Ohioans, the OCOG, which is the Ohio's scholarship, well, formerly known as the Ohio Scholarship Grant, but it is a grant for all current Ohioans. So that money is available. There are also monies coming from the school and the federal government. So again, your Pell Grant and whatever the school can offer you. So that's again why you fill out the FAFSA, because the school can offer you need-based, remember this, merit-based, circumstantial. They take a look at your income and they just say, okay, maybe you do need it. Maybe there are people in special circumstances. I have worked with former clients who, David, we're going through it. And, you know, it's a personal situation. And I advise these individuals, hey, contact financial aid and don't just tell them you need it. Try to book an appointment. Really try to put the situation out there that, look, I'm just trying to get my education and I can't afford it. This is the only place that I can get into at the time or within my vicinity, you know. Put yourself out there. Sometimes you got to make yourself vulnerable. It's like jumping into a new career. You got to make yourself vulnerable. But again, moving forward, we are applying towards or you know what? If you are applying to this spring semester, so you're applying to January, you will be using the 21-22 FAFSA. So the spring 21-22 FAFSA. For all other fall applicants, 22-23 FAFSA. It is open and available. It will be open and available all the way up until the spring and the fall semester. However, there may not be a lot of aid remaining. David, I filled out the FAFSA application and applied to school in June. Why am I not receiving any money? Well, it's more than likely a lot of that aid is gone. So that's when I direct people towards college. Make sure we know what we're approaching and why we're approaching it, for what reason, and what degree are we achieving through this, not just for an experience, but what are we going to get out of this so we can apply it towards what we want to do. So let me jump down again. Why complete the FAFSA in the first place? Because it generates all types of financial aid, the school, the federal government, and through the state. Currently, all seniors, if we have parents in there in here with their kids applying towards the fall semester, they will be freshmen. you're going to use your 2020 tax information. When you complete the FAFSA, they take a look at your 2-year prior taxes. So if you are applying towards this spring semester, this January semester, 21-22, what date are they going to look at? Right, 2019, because that would be your 2-year prior. Again, if you have a circumstance, contact school, work with the school. If you can get accepted, they will work with you. The schools are willing. You just may have to spend some time trying to get a hold of them. We are still in a pandemic, and we are still have some people working from home, working in the office, different phone numbers, etc. So if you do need anything contacting your school, make sure you leave constant messages. That is my advice moving forward. I definitely understand trying to get a hold of the financial aid office currently and moving forward. So make sure when you do reach out about federal aid or the school's financial aid and types of scholarships, grants, make sure you do it in a timely fashion. Just moving forward, it can help you out in the long run. So moving forward, when you fill out the FAFSA, this is really what determines what your need-based determination is. So your EFC is your expected family contribution, or after you've filled out the FAFSA, it generates all that information. So really it's taking a look at your parents, or if you're an independent, your adjusted gross income, income tax, tips, wages, and salaries for the 2-year prior. So that's what it's looking at. So if your EFC, if you can see in the middle of my screen here, in between the two horizontal lines, this individual's EFC, expected family contribution, is 0. What does that mean? Is that good? Oh boy, it's 0. I don't have anything coming my way. What does that mean? No, 0 means you are eligible for all financial aid. So EFC meaning 0, that means you are going to get the entire Pell Grant, $6,495, renewable for what turns out to be 12 semesters. So 4 years in college, taking a full amount of classes comes out to 8 semesters. Anything else after that, you get 4 more semesters or 2 years of eligibility with financial aid. But with a low EFC, the more Pell Grant, the free money you do not have to pay back that you get awarded, you are still eligible to take out those loans. So when I advise students, I say, take a look at your EFC. Also, how much is room and board? Because that's not included in tuition. So if your EFC is 0, $6,495, and you use your student loans, which could come out to $5,500 for all dependent students, your tuition, your available free money, and half that you have to pay back is only $1,150, so, or $1,200. So you really need to consider where you're going to school and where you're applying this money, because that other, on-campus money has to be paid back. So, or it has to be found somewhere. So if you're 10 grand short to go into Ohio State's 11 grand a year, not including room and board, 20 grand, 21 grand a year. So, with the money that is free, I advise that you use it respectively towards something that you're going to need in the future, or something that's going to assist you in moving forward within your job or your career. But that's your EFC. So the higher the EFC, I believe anything, if your EFC comes out to around, I believe it's 0.52, that is the lowest amount you can, it's going to be a few more numbers than that. And I apologize that I don't have the number with me, but I believe it's like 0.52 and a few numbers after that is the lowest EFC you can have, and even that you're only going to receive about $1,000. But a high EFC means, unfortunately your parents did well, and unfortunately you're not going to get any free money, but you are able to use those loans. You are able to receive loans. All students are able to take out federal loans. So let's check out some other important FAFSA information. I get this one a lot. David, why did the school call me? I thought we completed the FAFSA form. Colleges are required to get proof of information provided on the FAFSA from selected students. Failure to complete requested paperwork can delay an award letter. So maybe a scholarship needs to be turned in on time. Maybe you need to be available for financial aid in a certain period so you can obtain a scholarship. Well, verification is random. It is completely random. So if you are asked to verify your information, you'll just need to take in a pay stub, especially if you're a parent, you'll have to take in a pay stub. If you're an independent student, same thing, pay stub, W-2, 1040 form from the 2 year prior, or current pay stub, etc. But that is a completely random process. Oh, you know what? That is a completely random process for the verification. I just saw this question in here. What is the deadline for the FAFSA? So you can file for the FAFSA all the way up until the add drop period within school. So the add drop period is like the first week of school where they allow you to apply for classes and drop classes without penalty. Or even allow this. Yeah, if you have to apply an IRS transcript, very true. If you win the lotto, yes, they will ask you to apply an IRS transcript because that is taxable income. That is why the FAFSA applies all taxable income. So if you win the lotto, you are taxed on that. So it does apply all day. Yes, it is taxed on that. You are taxed. They really do look at all taxable income because they want to see how much money you have, because if they apply more aid to you rather than somebody else that is in need based, that is an allotted amount of money that can be delivered to individuals to verification. But no, don't even worry about being sarcastic. That's a true thing. If you hit the lotto 2 years prior, they're going to take a look at that. So maybe, hey, my kid got the full Pell Grant. However, I hit the lotto and now I have to put that down on my FAFSA. There is a section for it. If you do need help with that, definitely contact us. We can tell you where to put it. Also, if the school feels that, hey, they filled out all zeros for this information, or they just didn't put enough information, they'll just ask you to verify it. No one's going to come and get you. No one's going to come and arrest you. But you will be just asked to verify your information. Some colleges require additional financial aid and tax information assessing financial needs, gives more complete financial picture. So this is a CSS profile for most. This is a sensitive subject. For most, I should say, higher educated colleges, Ivy League, not all Ivy League, but upwards towards there. You can fill out a CSS profile that takes a deeper dive into your finances that says, hey, I need more money than what you're giving me. And they really take a look into your finances. You may have to get your taxes kind of prepared by your tax person or H&R Block to take it to the college or university for a CSS profile. But they actually build out scholarships that are available for you as a student. And the school also takes a look and maybe we can give you a few more grants. This is something that you should be approaching now if you have a student filling out a CSS profile for the fall semester. It's something you really kind of jump ahead with, especially if the school offers it and you can apply for it. Excuse me, I'm just getting a little parched. Excuse me, thank you. So also special circumstances, loss of income. So we just went through a pandemic, still in it. A lot of people not employed, a lot of loss of income. You can apply for loss of income on the FAFSA application, thank goodness. Divorce or separation, for those who are going through a rough time or going through that, I definitely understand, but you can definitely file for special circumstances with the school as well. Medical expenses, maybe a parent or you as the student have medical expenses. Death of a parent or a spouse, definitely condolences, but that is definitely can file for under a special circumstance. Or private school expenses. You know, not everybody can afford private school, but you know what? It's the best situation moving forward for my kid or for me moving forward. These are special circumstances that you can apply for through the school. And you can definitely get some FAFSA assistance as well, because they'll take a look into your finances again. Again, it's the free application for federal student aid. You fill it out, you tell them your finances, even though the IRS already knows your finances, and they give you scholarships, whether they're need-based, merit-based, and you get those, again, through the school, the state, and through the federal government. So, awards letters. So what are these awards letters? When do I get them, David? Okay, boom. So did you apply to the school? Yeah, I did. Did you fill out the FAFSA application and send them to the respected schools that you want? You get to put on 10 on your application, and you can also jump back on after you've completed the FAFSA, add more schools if needed, and resend it back out. It's no problem. Again, if you need assistance, please contact us. But your financial aid award letters, take a look at your gift money, earned money, borrowed money. Let's take a look at this. So I know it's a little blurry, but you can see UCLA, Boston University, and the Wesleyan School. The total cost of attendance. Wow, UCLA is looking pretty good. But, you know, that could be an in-state student. What if you're looking at Boston University or the Wesleyan University? Our EFC, expected financial contribution. They're about even. You know, what do I do? What do I do? Well, let's take a look at the financial aid package. You can kind of see which school is offering the most through loans, work study, grants, and scholarships, depending on how early you apply for scholarships or which scholarships you apply to. And take a look at your financial aid package. Anything else is going to have to come out of pocket. So when I tell kids, parents, adults, oh, well, I want to go to Ohio State and I want to live on campus. I hear a lot of kids say that. Okay, well, it's 11 grand plus room and board, that's 21. Your financial aid awards letter says 15. You need $6,000 more. You can pay that out of pocket, or can you maybe adjust to another school like Kent State? It's a little more affordable for in-tuition kids, or maybe we need to approach a school that is affordable. I received a COVID scholarship before the fall semester and I got it. Will there be a COVID scholarship for the spring semester? You will have to inquire about a COVID scholarship if you got it through your school, through the school. If they awarded that scholarship, that would be a need-based scholarship. So depending on if that is renewable, that would be, you would contact financial aid. So whatever the school's hotline is, you would contact that what do you call it, that 800 number or whatever the contact number is, ask for financial aid. And then if you could get a representative on the line, you say, hey, I am a COVID scholarship recipient. Is this a renewable scholarship? If so, don't ask how long I get it for, ask how many more semesters I get it for. So be specific. They may say, oh, you get a year and a half. Well, what's a year and a half? Is that 3 semesters? Or do you consider the summer a semester? Do you consider you know, a brief period in between summers? Some schools don't call the whole summer semester a whole summer. They break it into 2. So be specific. But yes, inquire about your financial aid through the financial aid office at your school. Great question. Appreciate it. But again, weighing out your financial aid awards letter through the school. This is really where I talk to parents and kids a lot about, you know, I understand you want to go somewhere, but you know what? Financial aid doesn't really provide that. So again, we're going for a college education. We're not going to have fun. I realized that in college. You know what? When I paid for my first master's degree, I learned, you know, after I dumped out my savings account, you Yeah, this is reality. So let's take a look at what we want to do and ultimately where we can get it and who may be the best provider. College Now can sit down and talk to you about that. I'm curious whether you care of scholarship. The pandemic benefits issued to all schools. I think again, looking for specific types of scholarships, inquire with your school's financial aid office, depending on what semester you're applying towards. I can tell you right now, if you're applying towards spring, we're getting very close to the cutoff line, if not. If you're looking for fall, there may be some type of merit or need-based scholarship available within the school. That may be a very specific type of scholarship available at that specific school. Not all schools may have the same scholarships. So when looking for scholarships, definitely check your school's website, check with the financial aid office as well. So that's why it's important to communicate and reach out and definitely get a hold of somebody. Don't just email them and don't hear anything back. That's their job. Their job is to assist you with financial aid other than what comes through the federal government. So looking for scholarships, it's tedious. I know, I understand. I didn't get a lot of aid, but I did get some, and that's less I had to pay back. And here I am close to paying off student loans. Not close, but I'm close. Not close, but close. But again, when evaluating your financial situation, evaluate your financial aid awards letter through the schools you've sent your FAFSA and applied. Let's keep going. Okay. That is what I have for you. Any questions, comments, concerns, snide remarks, anything anybody just has about school in general? My name is David again. I have, if I could just give you some background information, I got my undergrad at Ohio Wesleyan University. I went to school 2006 to 2010. I did run track and field at Ohio Wesleyan. That did assist me through college, especially staying on a direct path with education, mapping out my day. Moving forward, I wanted to coach track and field. So I sought out getting a master's in a type of field like that because I thought that's what you needed to coach collegiate track. So I got my first master's from Akron University in sports science and administration. I did that through 2013 and 15. And then I got my first opportunity to coach track and field back in 2018 at Muskingum University down in Southern Ohio. Go Muskies. I coached jumps, short sprints, and hurdles, specialty and triple jump, long jump, high jump. And I got another master's degree in adult education. And that's when I discovered College Now through a referral. And they happened to be applying back in January. I applied. By the grace of God, I got a job prior to COVID ending all colleges and athletic programs. So I started advising back in 2020, April 1st. And I have been working in college and career guidance, weighing out school options, defaulted loans, past due balances, income-driven repayment plans, repaying your student loans, public service loan forgiveness, manufacturing scholarships, adult learner scholarships. College Now has both. We provide assistance with really a lot of the facets of post-secondary. So really, if there's any small questions, comments, concerns, we really take them all. Don't be shy about asking a question about post-secondary because there's a lot of junctions we can run down. So, maybe book an appointment. If you ever need our services, please let us know if there's anything we can provide. We are in Euclid Library on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have a representative. Her name is Dr. Larita Hand. She is there to help advise on financial aid, scholarships. For any referral options with student loans, please direct them towards me or my coworker, Tanya Booker. You can get a hold of us through the College Now website. You can also text TASSEL and you can create an inquiry for us and we can assist you with whatever those needs may be. I see something in the chat. Can you suggest some good bridge scholarship grant entities for students close to max life? My first question would be, For what semester? If you are approaching anything immediate, I'm not so positive on that. May be one of those things with special circumstances we reach out to the school about. The only grant that is available is the Pell Grant. That is made available through the federal government. Scholarships and other entities like, well, other scholarships, you can apply through the school, through scholarship databases. We do have a few, including our own. However, you're going into junior semester. Okay. Again, it's the timeline that you fill these out. So if you're applying this towards the fall semester, there will be more available scholarships within the school and scholarship databases, such as our own or other scholarships for students that may be available out there. However, any direct scholarships may not be available just because those are the first ones to go. Anything else like essays or open application scholarships, like I believe there's, it's like the 3-paragraph essays or something like that that you can apply for. But again, sometimes we don't know who those donors are. So when applying to schools, we need to do this sooner rather than later. Essentially, just to inquire with my financial aid office. Correct. Just inquire with your financial aid office. Give them a call. Say, hey, I have a circumstance that I need to approach the school about, and I'd rather book a meeting rather than just tell you over the phone. So that way it looks like, hey, I'm really trying to approach my education and I need assistance. And it's not just, hey, I lost my job, I need money. Hey, I'm just going to tell you over the phone my special circumstance. We need to approach the situation as if, hey, this is important to me and I need this aid because this is the only thing standing in between me not getting and getting my education. So approaching different scholarships, sooner rather than later. If you need to contact College Now and talk to me or another advisor about your plan, maybe we sit down and we map out a timeline just so that when we approach other types of financial aid, like scholarships, and even like the Ohio scholarship, we need to have that FAFSA filled out soon. If it's for spring, we needed to bend to it. So mapping out your college education. Let's definitely talk about that. Let's sit down and have a real conversation about what you want to do, what you want to apply for, where you want to do it, and financially, what's going to be the best option moving forward. If you need to take out your student loans, College Now also assists with the repayment through income-driven repayment plans, public service loan forgiveness. How do you book an appointment? That's a fantastic question. You know what? I am going to stop sharing my screen and let me pull up our appointment calendar. You guys have been great. I appreciate everything. These are great questions. I just threw it in the chat. So that is our intake and bookings link. What you're looking at is our intake. So it's going to ask some questions. Once you have completed the intake form and submitted it, you'll be directed towards our bookings link, and you can book an appointment with myself or another advisor whenever you're ready and available. If you're looking for in-person appointments, I am personally located in 2 different areas. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am in the Metro Health Clinic on East 116th and Buckeye. And then on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm located down in the Post Office Plaza off at West 3rd, Huron Bridge, West 115th. But yeah, we're downtown, connected to Tower City. So if you need anything, please feel free to inquire about our services. Again, that link is in the chat if you'd like to book an appointment. Do you help grad students obtain financial aid as well? Yes, we can help you look for it. Again, grad students becomes a little more particular because you'll be looking for any type of student scholarship. So there are student scholarships available just for any and all students. Great question. But yes, we can help you look for those. Those will be in our scholarship database. We recently updated it, just the structure of it. So right now we have a good amount in there, but as we move forward and as, yes, you approach your graduate school, yes, we can help you approach financial aid as well. Or maybe if you have to take out student loans, maybe you're approaching like a doctoral program, there are plus plus loans that you can apply for as well that cover up to a certain amount for you. They do have to be repaid. However, if you are in, and I know I'm going off a little line here, public service loan forgiveness or anything like that, that is a different repayment plan that could get those loans forgiven in a shorter period of time. But yes, we can help you look for graduate loans, graduate scholarships. We actually have a manufacturing scholarship at College Now that is open year round for any students approaching manufacturing degrees. So please inquire about our services. We have an adult learner scholarship as well if you don't have a bachelor's degree. We have an adult learner scholarship attendee with us. Lewis, thank you for being here with us. I appreciate you being here. Again, it's renewable, so he gets to use that again if he needs to. Whenever he's done with his program, that's money that he does not have to repay. So kudos. Any questions, comments, or concerns I can answer now? I am open and available. Give me what you got. Ooh.
Hi, David.
Hello. How's
Hello.
it going?
Hi, my name is Irene. I have two things.
Please.
What are your hours at the Metro Health on 116th and Buckeye?
So I am available from 9 to 4. Well, 4 is the last appointment you can book. Each appointment is 50 minutes to an hour. If we need to go over, don't worry about it. But you can book from 9 to 4, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, so do I have to go on the link to book? It's not a walk-in situation, right?
Correct. If you walk in, I may be in an appointment. So we just advise that everybody book an appointment just so we don't kind of confuse that, because I have been booked throughout the day and it's just like, I don't want to leave somebody sitting there who just may be walking in.
Okay.
Also, you know what, here, I'm going to put, and I apologize, I didn't do this, but if anybody can recontact the people who may have left, I'm putting my work number in the chat. So if you do need me, please feel free to contact me. If you don't get a hold of me, please just leave me a detailed message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. There we go. Everyone. There we go. 216-635-0151. Again, my name is David. I'm the Adult Programs Coordinator at College Now, Greater Cleveland.
Hi,
Okay.
David.
Oh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll go after you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just had one more quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just graduated last May, from CSU.
Yep.
And I'm debating on going to grad school. So and I'm taking notes here, but is it correct that I can apply for the FAFSA up until, did you say drop ad or did I miss something?
To the ad drop period? Yeah, you can apply to FAFSA. Well, if it's a graduate school, that may be a little different. They may be requesting your information a little earlier. However, you can really apply to school as long as you're accepted. You can apply your financial aid to the school as soon as the ad drop period, because that's when you'll be expected to pay that amount. And when you go to pay for classes, you use either your subsidized and unsubsidized loans or the free money that was made available to you through scholarships or the Pell Grant.
Okay. Thank you very much. I just want to add that this presentation has been very, very thorough, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you for attending. I appreciate everybody coming in. Sometimes I only have one person in here, so I appreciate you guys taking your time to come out and hear what I got to say. But please inquire about it. Give me a call. Again, if I don't pick up, I'm probably on the phone or at an appointment. We're a small little team, but we were really trying to reach out to everybody. So please, even if it's something small, don't be shy or don't feel vulnerable. about booking an appointment, we are here to assist you.
Okay,
David.
thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
Hi, my
Thank you.
question, I was not able to see the link. I don't know if it's just me. I just don't see the
Oh,
link.
let me pull it. I'm going to repost it in the chat right now.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Did you get my phone number as well?
I did, thank you. And
Okay.
again, thank you for the presentation. It was very, very informative.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for attending. I appreciate it. I know it's the evening and everyone just kind of wants to hang out, but I appreciate you guys coming to this. I appreciate it. It was fun for me. As long as I can help somebody, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Again, my name is David Burke. I work for College Now of Greater Cleveland. I'm the Adult Programs Coordinator. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to give me a call or to book an appointment, no matter how big or small that question may be. We're looking to help you out moving forward. So we're not going to give up on you, so don't give up on yourself. That's what we're here to do. Thank you very much.